This is the beginning of the second Perek of Masekhet Brakhot, and the Mishnah begins, Hayakori Torah, if a person is reading the Torah, V'giazman mikra, and the time for Kriyas Shema comes. A person, let's say, is studying for a test, and they're reading the paragraphs of Shema to study them, and then it suddenly realizes that it's the time for the mitzvah of Shema, either in the morning or in the evening. So the Mishnah says that im kivein libo yatsa, if the person has in mind while they're studying the Torah that this should count for the mitzvah of Kriyat Shema, yatsa, they fulfill the obligation of Shema. V'im lav, and if they don't have that intention, but they think they're just reading the Shema to study, then lo yatsa, then they don't fulfill the mitzvah of Kriyat Shema. Now the Mishnah turns its attention to the question of making an interruption in the middle of Shema. In the situation when someone passes by who is either distinguished, is either respected, or is feared, or is in awe of, and the appropriate thing socially would be to greet this person, but it would be interrupting the Shema. So the Mishnah says, Ba prakim, if we're dealing with a situation when we're in between paragraphs, then it is permissible to greet someone who is shoel mipnei hakavod, shoel she'ilat shalom. One could greet someone who's respected, and meshiv, and also respond if that other person greets first. Ube'emtza, and if it's the middle of a paragraph, which is more sensitive to disruption, so then shoel mipnei hayira umeshiv, then one can greet someone who they fear, who they're worried about. Not that the person would, God forbid, kill you if you didn't greet them, but there's more of a fear of a consequence. Then you can greet such a person umeshiv and respond to their greeting, but not simply to someone who's respected. Divrei Rabbi Meir. The above is the view of Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Yehuda says a little bit differently. Be'emtza shoel mipnei hayira umeshiv mipnei hakavod. Rabbi Yehuda distinguishes between greeting and responding to the greeting, and says in the middle of a paragraph, you can greet someone who you fear, which was the same as Rabbi Meir, but meshiv mipnei hakavod, but you can respond to the greeting of someone who you respect if they greet you first. Ba'prakim, if it's in between the paragraphs, shoel mipnei hakavod, then you could greet someone who you respect, umeshiv shalom l'chol adam, and you can respond to the greeting, which is a more baseline etiquette to any person, any individual. These are the rules of when you can interrupt your Shema for greetings to other people. Mishnah Beis continues to define what the definition of the above categories are. Eluhein bein haprakim. This is what I mean by in between paragraphs. Brain bracha rishona l'shniya, between the first bracha of Shema and the second. Bein shniya l'shema, the second bracha and Shema. Bein Shema l'vayayim shemoa, between Shema and vayayim shemoa. Bein vayayim shemoa l'vayomer, between Vayam Shemoa and Vayomer, but Vayomer le'emes v'yatziv, and Vayomer to emes v'yatziv. Rabbi Yehuda Omer ben Vayomer le'emes v'yatziv lo yafsik. Rabbi Yehuda disagrees with one and says that we consider Vayomer after Vayomer, before emes v'yatziv, to be one parsha and unable to interrupt at that point. If we just look at the siddur quickly, so we have the brachos before Kriyat Shema, starts with Yotzer Or V'Orech Choshech, Oseh Shalom V'Eret HaKol, and continues Hameir La'aretz and Tzitz Barach, and this is all part of one bracha, continuing with Et Shem, the Kadosh Kadosh Kadosh, and concluding with Yotzer HaMe'oros. After Yotzer HaMe'oros and before Avar Haba is in between the paragraphs. What the Mishna calls Bein Bracha Rishona L'Shniya. This is the end of Bracha Rishona, and this is the beginning of Bracha Shniya. Avar Haba continues until Habocher Be'amo Yisrael Bi'ava, the end of that bracha. In between V'Ava and Shema, this is in between the second bracha and Shema. This Shema and V'Ahavta is one parsha of the Torah, and in between Shema and V'Haya is in between the paragraphs. V'Haya im Shamoa ends after Kimei HaShamayim ala Aretz, and Vayomer is the next paragraph of Shema. This would be in between the paragraphs where one is more able to interrupt. After Hashem Elokechem Emes is the bracha following Shema, which is V'yatziv v'nachom v'kayam. So this point, according to the Chachamim, is a place which is considered to be in between the paragraphs. However, Rabbi Yeshua ben Karcha, Rabbi Yehuda says, between this place you shouldn't stop, because Hashem Elokechem and is supposed to be connected to Emet V'yatziv, and therefore one cannot interrupt between these two paragraphs. The Mishnah follows and says, well, since these are three different paragraphs, how do we establish the order? Amar Yeshua ben Karcha, Lama kadma Shema l'V'hayim Shemoah. Why is it that Shema is first and V'hayim Shemoah is second? Kedei she'ikabel olav ol malchut shemayim tchila v'achar kach yikabel olav ol mitzvot. Because they're thematically sequenced, that the first stage is to recognize Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, that God is one. Once we accept that God exists, then we focus on the theme of the second paragraph, which is the fact that we accept upon ourselves to do the mitzvot. V'ayayim Shemoah l'vayomer. Why is V'ayayim Shemoah before Vayomer? Shevayayim Shemoah noheg beim bayom u'balayla. V'ayayim Shemoah deals with the mitzvot that apply day and night. Vayomer eino noheg el bayom. But Vayomer is predominantly only during the day, because mostly it deals with the mitzvah of tzitzit in particular, which is a mitzvah which is only applicable during the day.